If you don't understand this new dropshipping strategy that I just found, you're going to be left behind in 2019. Yo, what's poppin' everyone? Shri Kanase here and welcome to another Shopify video. The year is finally coming to an end, which means that we have to leave our old mindset behind and our old strategies behind and move on with a new mindset. Because let's face it, a lot of things have changed just this year with Facebook ads and Shopify, which have really pushed us into thinking of new strategies and coming up with new ways to do even better with Shopify. And that is exactly what we're going to be going over in this video. But if you're new to my channel, make sure to pause this video for just 2 seconds and smash that subscribe button down below. I'm putting out really banger videos every single week, and subscribing lets you stay up to date with this quality content. Now that you've subscribed, let's go ahead and start this video. Alright guys, so before going in depth with the new dropshipping strategies and what you really need to change, let's go ahead and look at this chart that I've screenshotted for you guys from Google Trends. And this is the Google Trends chart for the keyword Shopify. If we look in the past 5 years, we can clearly see that the search term has been gaining popularity over time. And just this year, there have been some ups and downs, but on average, the trend is definitely upwards. And this is just going to go straight up. A lot of businesses are actually going bankrupt because many businesses are switching online and having online stores and platforms because people find it easy to use, and with the click of a button you can literally shop for whatever you want. This is exactly what customers are now looking for, and that is why Shopify is becoming such a big trend. In 2019, however, we're gonna want to really change up our strategies and change up the way we think about Shopify if we want to find any type of success with it. All of my previous videos still apply when it comes to Shopify because that knowledge is really valuable and will last you for a long time, not just with Shopify but any other business that you do plan to do. So definitely do keep up to date with the videos that I put out. It's a lot of the stuff that many of the Shopify gurus do not want to talk about because it is so valuable. But going back to the new dropshipping strategy, keeping the increasing interest in Shopify in mind, I have come up with a basic strategy for you guys to start implementing in 2019 if you want to find any type of success. So let's begin, and also write this down as we go so it's better for you guys to understand. But in my previous videos, I would have definitely recommended that newcomers start dropshipping with a niche store just because it is easy to target, and sticking to a niche really gives you the advantage of branding once you do find a winning product. But in 2019, I would recommend the absolute opposite of what I used to recommend, and that is starting with a general store. So let's start writing this down. Start your store in a general niche. And in other words, this means start a general store. Let me go ahead and unbold this really quick for you guys. Alright, so starting in a general store is really going to be beneficial in 2019, mainly because you're going to have the option of testing out as many products as you can on Shopify. You don't want to limit yourself to a specific niche, especially if you're not even aware of what a good niche to get into, or if you're not sure whether the niche you have chosen is good or not. Leave that for the general store to decide. If you're, let's say, in the dog niche in 2019, you would specifically start advertising dog products on your general store, and if they do sell, that's when you want to convert your general store into a specific niche store. But if that does not work out, then you have the option of advertising in other niches, so you're not limited to one specific niche. Creating a new store, especially for newcomers, takes a long time and a lot of energy. So you want to make sure that you invest that energy correctly instead of investing that in a niche that you're unaware about and just in for the money, and it ends up being a complete flop. General stores give you that sort of cushion to fall on if something doesn't end up working as you planned. And with the general store, what I also started to recommend for you guys is you should definitely install the Shopify app if you want to keep your pixels clean and directed towards specific niches. So install the Shopify app. This is going to be really beneficial again for a general store because different pixels will be stored accurately, and when you do find a winning product, you can scale it on a specific pixel. And once you have scaled that product, you can find similar products in that niche and use that same pixel for that product. So that way you have all of that data that you need in order to test new products at an advantage. In addition, you want to be using multiple ad accounts when it comes to a general store in 2019. So let's also write this down. Use multiple ad accounts And again, this is for keeping your pixel clean and not too cluttered up with data. Because with a general store, you're going to be testing products from all over the spectrum. It could be dog niche products to skydiving products to basketball products. So all of these data is different from each customer and you want to keep it separate. Cluttering up your pixel leads to no good and you may start to even see a decline in your click-through rates and add to carts, etc. So definitely do get the Trackify app and use multiple ad accounts if you want the best results in 2019. Moving on to the website, straight up from the beginning, you want to have an About Us page in 2019. So let's write this down. Create an effective and emotional About Us page from the beginning. Normally, I would have not recommended focusing too much on the About Us page in the beginning of 2018, but things have changed and people are really starting to basically get an overall idea of how a website is before even thinking of adding the product to cart. So if you have all of your pieces in place, you will have a much better chance of selling products and getting a profit. Think of starting a Shopify store as a puzzle. Puzzle is not complete unless you have all of the parts together and they are all correctly aligned. In the same way, we want to have all of our parts together for our Shopify website in order to be very effective from the beginning. An About Us page has become an effective strategy to use if you want to really start acquiring your customers' trust and winning them over. Moving on from that, our third item on the list that we want to talk about is scarcity. In 2019, we want to completely stay away from those timers that are all over Shopify websites. So stay away from timers. There's an exception for timers and I'll go through that very shortly, but in general, you want to stay 10 feet away from timers. The timers have become an old trend that nobody trusts anymore and everybody knows is a scam. So you want to use timers with scarcity. It's kind of funny because we use timers to add scarcity, but now in 2019, we want to use timers with scarcity. And what I mean by that is we want to use timers only on special occasions. For example, let's say Black Friday is coming up and Black Friday is less than 24 hours away. That is when you want to go ahead and install a Shopify timer for your store so that you can have a special flash sale on your website and implement that timer to end when Black Friday ends. That is a very effective way to use timer and something that I absolutely recommend. But using that every single day, that's a big no from 2019 onwards. So let's write that down. Use timers on special occasions. Again, on events such as Christmas, Black Friday, Thanksgiving, etc. Moving on to our fourth item, and this one is related more towards customer service, which is introducing a 1-800 number on your website or a Google Voice number. Now, if you have some money to spend or you're already getting results with your Shopify store, I highly recommend that you invest in a 1-800 customer service number just to add more trust to your website and give it sort of a branded look. But if you're new to Shopify and unaware of really what happens and how you're supposed to be going about Shopify, I recommend going on a website called Google Voice, which offers you a mobile phone number that you can use for your Shopify store. I'll have the link to Google Voice in the description. It is a free customer service phone number which you can directly connect to your personal number and start receiving text messages from customers. What this is going to do in 2019 is that it's going to differentiate your website from the rest of the people who are dropshipping. Most of the people are in dropshipping for quick money and they're not really aware of how to gain customers' trust. But when a customer sees a phone number on your website, they're immediately 10 times more bound to trust you. So that is something I would highly recommend that you invest in. Google Voice, again, is free. 1-800 number is going to cost you some money, but if you're getting results, it's a good investment to make. So let's write that down. Invest in a customer service phone number. And our fifth and final idea for 2019 is that we want to invest more time in descriptions. So let's write that down. Invest more time in descriptions for products. People are beginning to read descriptions more. They're beginning to really understand every single word of the description before purchasing because our overall population is getting smarter. I mean, come on, look at this chart of Shopify. More and more people are jumping into Shopify because they know it's going to make them money. So you want to really be ahead of these people and invest in stuff that's going to get you results. description is definitely going to get you results if done correctly. When it comes to description, my old strategies still apply. You want to have 3 to 6 sentences along with a bullet point list of the features of the item followed by shipping info. But right now in 2018, I 100% recommend that you start including GIFs. I don't know if I spelled that correctly. I think it's spelled GIFS. But you should definitely start including GIFs or photos of people wearing your products or somehow using your products. If you don't have any types of photos of people using your products, you can use normal photos in your description, but make sure to have some type of photo in your description as it is really visually appealing and beneficial for your conversion rate. So in conclusion, you want to start your stores as general stores instead of niche stores in 2019 and focus more on the emotional side of your store by creating a About Us page from the beginning just to add more trust to your website and also differentiate from the rest, and definitely stay away from timers unless on a special occasion. Our fourth thing was that we talked about investing in a customer service phone number. Again, Google Voice link will be in the description. That is something that you should definitely think about if you want to do Shopify long term. And finally, you want to invest more time in your product descriptions and having it neat and organized. But if you guys found any type of value in this video, I would really appreciate if you left a like down below. It really motivates me to put out even more videos just like these ones. And I'll see you guys next time.